It's another horribly dreary day, because of course it is, because it's a day when I have time to film. Because nature doesn't want me to have good lighting. Jayne wants me to have a snuggly kitty friend to claw my legs. That's why he is here. Anyway, today we are going to talk about writing point of view for your characters. We're especially going to be talking about the point of view that I like to use, but we're going to be talking about all kinds of different points of view and possibly figuring out which is the right one for you. So let's talk about... Jayne, sit still. First, let us talk about the different kinds of point of view. First of all, there is the first person point of view. I said, I did, I ran to the fridge, I told him to fuck off. The other most commonly used one is third person. She said, he did, she ran to the fridge and told him to fuck off. There's also third person omniscient, which is still third person, he said, she did, but it can jump back and forth between the sort of consciousnesses of the various characters, between all of their points of view. So we could at any time get the thoughts or feelings of any of the characters. And finally, the least used point of view is the second person point of view. You said, you did, you went to the fridge and told him to fuck off. I don't know why going to the fridge and telling someone to fuck off are like both in my brain, but whatever, it's the example I came up with at the spur of the moment. Future me, remember to put a swearing warning on this video. Sorry you guys, I swear, it's what I do. Come here for writing advice and swearing, really. It's what you're gonna get. So which of the points of view do I prefer to write in? I prefer the classic third person. I don't like third person omniscient, however. That might actually be my least favorite. I like to really be in a character's head and be close with them and knowing what they're thinking. But let's talk about the differences between all of these a little bit more. With first person, you are so much in the character's head that you are them. The reader is really getting to feel and experience exactly what the character is experiencing. This is the most likely for you to find the unreliable narrator, because you are only in the character's point of view, and so the character might view a scene incorrectly. Say the main character sees their best friend going into the store where the main character's boyfriend works, and the main character immediately thinks, she's going to steal my boyfriend, when in reality, their best friend was just going into the store. So in first person, you are most likely to get the unreliable narrator because you are only in that person's head. You're also probably not going to get a very in-depth description of what your main character looks like, because unless you use the old mirror trick, and that's kind of cheating. We talked about that and how to describe your character. Links in the doobly-doo to that. Jayne has already drooled on my leg because that is what he does when he's comfortable. So let's talk about my favorite, third person. With third person, you do still get that closeness with the character, but it does allow you to have more description of the character while you're still in the character's point of view, and you could even still get an unreliable narrator from it. The scope is a little bit wider, and that's about where I prefer it. The scope is narrow enough where we can really be with the character and really understand what they're thinking, but wide enough so we have a bigger view of the world. And like I said, third person omniscient, you could be in any of the characters' heads at any given moment. You see a lot of third person omniscient in fairy tales and such, where the point is just to get the story across, and it's not necessarily as important for the character development, and is not necessarily as much about the characters or their development. And of course with second person, which is really like the rarest one, like I said, you can kind of get a level of intensity that you don't get with the other points of view. Because it's like the book is talking to you. You are the main character, essentially. So, which point of view are you choosing for your character? And are you gonna mix them up? Because you don't have to pick one and stick with it through the entire book. You can always switch points of view and switch styles of points of view. So some of your chapters could be in third person and some of them could be in first person. And you could have third person but not be omniscient. You could have one character's point of view in one chapter and another character's point of view in another chapter. One thing you do want to watch out for is switching which character's point of view you're following too much and without any indication to the reader that you're making this switch. Constantly switching or not making it clear that you are switching can be very distracting and distressing to the reader. They're just getting into one character and all of a sudden you snatch that away and put them in the head of a different character. It can be a little bit jarring. If you are going to switch which character's point of view you're telling the story in, I highly recommend you do it from chapter to chapter or with very clear breaks in the text, very clear notion that you are switching points of view so that it's easy for the reader to make that flip in their brain. So there you go, those are my thoughts on points of view in a story. What point of view do you like to write in best? What is your favorite to read? Do you like to write something different from what you read? I know right now first person is really popular in YA, and that's a little bit of why I'm steering away from it, not just because third person is my favorite, but because I know first person is just like the thing for YA. At least it has been. It might be fading out now. But of course, remember, write what you want, write the book you want to read, do what makes you happy in your writing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, I put out videos twice a week and my cats try to help me. And as always, remember, if you liked this video and you found it helpful, share it with your friends. And I will see you all again next time for whatever video we happen to be doing next time. Bye! Jayne has gone under my chair. This concerns me. I can hear him moving under there. It's like alien. Any second now, my ankles are gonna get grabbed. Yeah.